Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so you've seen the Cypher build, right? But it was just, I didn't feel comfortable having 3 driver. I mean, of course, many of you pointed out, not, you don't need to play 3 driver. But it's just the dead cards that you just can't afford to play, like, you just can't. Because already have the sub mode activates, that you just don't want to draw, like, and consistency is a big factor in how decks can be viable in competitive Yugioh. Okay, so, this is minor changes, but it's quite obvious. I was quite obvious. Like a lot of you pointing it out, like, oh, why do you play in 3 when you could just play 2? And I was like, oh, you know what? The more I was like coming to the realization, I was like, oh, it's like my OCD just wanted to play 3 because like it feels weird playing 2. It's just really weird. I don't know. That's why sometimes it can be a little bit of an issue when I'm deck building because I know it's wrong, but my OCD just like, oh, play 3 of it, 3 of 3. You know, so like, it's really weird. I don't know. Okay, so you play 3 Stardust Assault mode, 3 Assault Sentinel, 3 Cycle Reflector, and then you play 1 Beast. Because the more I was testing it, you only really need 1 for the 1 scenario when you open this, right? Because like, okay, when you the first time you make your Assault mode, you're not gonna have anything engraved unless you open up this, right? But let's say you just open up this itself, then you add this. It gives you material engraved, and then you just add Assault, activate, and then you just bring it back. That's the only time you're gonna want it. After that, there's no need for it. It's just filler, and it just, yeah, you might as well just take it out and put other things like interacting things or more ways to get to this, I guess. And then of course you have your, I'm missing a 3rd bell. You need to play 3 bell because 3 bell ensures that you will not lose the call by the grave, and then when you play at a high hand trap count. This like helps you stop your opponent at the right time, and to make sure that that hand trap resolves. This just helps you for that basically. You play 3 Ash, 3 Veiler. Meant to be 3 impermanents. But you don't have to play impermanents. You can play another card that's like really good right now, like Crow or Ghost Ogre, or just like if you want to play traps, you can play traps if you want as well. But yeah, 3 impermanents, and then you have your spells, of course. You have your Reborn, your 1-for-1, just more access to that, and then Teleport, more access to that. And then of course, more access to that is basically 3 Tenki. Tenki gets you Sentinel, which is good. And then yeah, you're basically your 6 Call by the Grave, basically. You have 3 Instant Vision, your 3 Call by the Grave, because this gives you Millenniumize. And Millenniumize acts basically as a call by the grave because it stops Ash. It stops you from stopping your stuff. And then of course you have your traps. Okay, you have your 3 Assault Activate, and you have your 3 Back to the Front. Because that Back to the Front just recurs, so you can be able to make a sub mode twice, two sub modes on their turn, or just bring back your Millenniumize that you synchroed away or linked away, so you have 2 interactions for sure, like guaranteed, and just recursion. Okay, so basically before anything, right, I made a post on Wolfgrounds to tell you guys if you want to play the deck, you gotta make sure you know and understand the meta. Otherwise, the stuff you're gonna be negating is gonna be so underwhelming, and you're gonna lose. So you gotta make sure you understand the decks, like you understand Salomon Great, you know how to anticipate and what to stop, read and I guess basically anticipate and kind of decipher your opponent's hand by the first move he does, the second move he does. So like you gotta make sure you do it right. Otherwise, the thing that you negate is gonna be completely irrelevant, and you're just gonna get it blown down and you're just gonna lose. So you gotta make sure you know the metagame if you want to play this thing. Just get the deck because it's very interactive. It's very like you have to negate the right thing because it's basically negate the right thing, stop them, or completely end their turn, and then get your Stardust backs, and then just do it again. That's basically the whole purpose of the deck. But you gotta make sure you know the meta deck. Otherwise, you're just gonna be stopping stuff you're not meant to be stopping, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, this deck sucks." Like, no, it's just you gotta stop the right thing. Like, it's like that's basically what it comes down to. But yeah, that's why you have the high hand trap count. It's very basic, very simplistic, but it's just the Stardust deck, so it's like it's very nostalgic. So in that sense, it's fulfilling because like a Stardust Dragon, like was that something that was like viable or competitive for competitive gameplay? It's like what the heck, but yeah. So Bell's there strictly for this, cause to fight against their Call by the Grave, because this deck just loses to Call by the Grave. You tribute its cost, and then you go Call by the Grave. It's just lose. Well, you don't lose, but yeah, most likely you're gonna lose. and then that's what Bell's for. And plus, it stops like I said, because you want the hand traps to stick at the right time. Because obviously, like assuming that you know when you're gonna use it, you need to make sure that that hand trap resolves. And Call of the Grave stops that, so that's what Bell's is for as well. That's Bell protects any of your win conditions basically, which is why she's important. And then but yeah, like I said, I cut this one to 1, so that means you had room for 2 more slots, so that's why I put in the reborn and the 1-for-1, because it's basically more like if you would have extra hashes, extra, you know, just discard it, and then, you know, it's not really not something I really want to do, because it depletes it, because you're already depleting your hand as it is, because you're 1-from-1 in your opponent, so it's like you're not really getting any sort of resource out of it. The only resource you're getting back is this, you know what I mean? Like you, I guess it would be a +1. Like that, a Stardust Summon is your +1, because it takes 1 card to make it. You negate one of their cards, you're just getting it back, so that's a +1. Does that make sense? And one thing I was trying to be like, oh, what if I just play Balance of Judgment, right? Because they're all -1s for you, right? You stop them, but your opponent still gets to keep the card. So that means, like, if you play Balance of Judgment, right, this tribute just costs, so it's no longer on field. So like, whenever you get an end phase, like or like whenever at the right moment, just Balance of Judgment, draw cards surplus to yours, from what your opponent has. I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know, but maybe I was like, nah, I don't think so. I think it's better just to have an interaction card to actually stop and then make sure that just finish it off with Stardust, because you could constantly keep pumping these out, because it's so there's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 ways to get to this guy. So it's like odds are like you're gonna get to it, and from what I've been testing, I've been able to pump out a Stardust every turn. It's just crazy. It's just really cool. And then you play this as well, so that it makes it even higher, because you can just bring back the one you just used. Does that make sense? So like, yeah. Oh yeah, let me show you the extra deck, because this is what's gonna the thing, and I'll show you like a little neat thing that you can do that I really like, because it's it just basically gives you a little glimpse of Synchro summoning, because like I said, the Synchro the sequences are not too high. It's a very low ceiling deck, but it's meant to be consistent, right? And that's like one of the big factors that a competitive deck needs, right? It needs to be consistent. Okay, so first of all, you have your 3 Stardust, right? Of course, triple Stardust. I couldn't get the secret one, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just head off with the alternate. It's still cool though. And then you have you play this because you can make 9s with a Side Reflector alone. It's basically you banish a tuner from hand, field, or graveyard to pop a card in the field, and then if this dies, you can add back a banished tuner. So let's say you banish an Ash. If this dies, like by your opponent's card effect, or if it gets destroyed by your opponent's card effect, or by your opponent, you can add back a tuner. So you can add back a hand trap, and it's just generic level 8s, right? You have this and toolbox. This is where your toolbox comes in. This is like for like board load or like stuff like that can be like targeted or whatever. And Black Rose, because you can Black Rose, because side deck you side in reboot and you can nuke the board. And this is for like Boral Sword, because like this doesn't stop Boral Sword, because Boral Sword just puts defense, so that's really annoying. So this is like for Boral Sword, just bounce it. And you have Dragster Education, and this is one formula, because this is for the Millenniumized play, which is really good. I'll show you in a bit. Then you put Raijin, because sometimes you don't open it, which is rarely. So you can go Instant Fusion, summon an Ash, or summon an extra, you know, and then just make it this way, and you can reborn it with Back to the Front, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And then you have your Millennium's Eyes, the 1,000 Eyes, to just like a generic one, to just force out something, take it, you know, take a wolf before you actually summon. Millennium Eyes and Needling Kuribo. Okay, you're missing. I think you're missing one. That's meant to be Scarlet for the in time. If you're about to go to time, just make that and nuke the board. But yeah, let me show you the little play. That's basically the most of the time you're gonna be doing it, right? Okay, so let's say you open up this, right? Let's say you open up this. Thank you, right? Okay, so activate this. Activate this, right? To bring out your Millennium Eyes. Okay, so now you're not losing to Ash at all. Okay? Because this will stop it. Okay, you activate Tanky. You bring out the Sentinel. Activate Sentinel effect. Sentinel gets your Slide Reflector. activate effect. Get your beast, just deck thinning, right? Activate effect. Add a someone activate. Okay, so one card filtered your deck for 5 cards. That puts you down to what, 30 cards. That's insane. So whatever after that, the chances of you drawing into more of this are highly likely, or more hand traps are highly likely. That's like insane. Like that's really cool. Like one card's got rid of 5 cards. That's crazy. Okay, so then you activate effect, reveal, special, right? So you increase this level by 2. Okay, so it's to level 6. Okay, and then you synchro these two into your formula synchron, right? And then you draw a card. Doesn't matter what it is. So basically, the instant vision was free because you replenished it, right? And then this is where you're making Stardust, like that. And then you set, right? That's pretty cool. And then, like normally, what you would do is ideally the ideal scenario is opening up with this as well. Because what this means is during their draw phase or stamina phase, if you want to ensure that you don't lose to Ash even further, you just bring this little guy back. And then in the stamina phase, activate, someone activate, and you bring out your guy. Right? Oh, please up here because this is the mechanics. You never know. Right? So then that's pretty cool. So 2 cards gave you this, basically, right? Yeah. Oh no, 3. Because you. No, yeah, 2 cards because you drew a card. So yeah, and that's like one of the basic combos you're gonna be doing a lot. And then after that, you're gonna be drawing and drawing and drawing your hand traps, or drawing more tankies, more cipher effectors, and just keep pumping it up. You know, this is what I mean. Like, it's these 2 negates have to be impactful, otherwise you're just gonna get you're gonna get blown out. Get a machine to get the right thing. You gotta understand what's inevitable and what can fully stop your opponent's turn. Does that make sense? But yeah, like that's something to take into consideration when you pick up the deck and play the deck. But yeah, like I said, you don't have to pay impermanent. Take something else. But yeah, man, that's pretty good. Oh, another neat thing that I noticed as well that you could do is because sometimes sometimes you open up multiple of this, right? Because this does happen, like this quite often, right? Okay, sometimes you open a multiple of this, right? Let's say you don't want to let's say you don't want to use the effect yet, like you just don't want to. I mean, you know. So basically, what would happen is, if you have no other form of interaction, if you just want to save the thing, right? Let's say they're gonna destroy it somehow, right? You can just let it die, and special summon your Stardust, because that's what happens. If it gets destroyed by on the field, you can reborn a Stardust from the graveyard, right? So basically, you're like, that was their bait. Like that's the way they wanted to like use up your negate, right? So like, look, let's say you did negate. Let's say you did negate, right? Because of that, you negated the bait, which wasn't their primary play in the first place. So that means you're left helpless, right? So, but by letting this die, right? Letting this die, this will bring back this, right? And then you just assault mode activate this one, and then you allowed the bait to go through, and now you can actually stop what they were actually intending to do. Does that make sense? Like that's what I noticed that has been happening a lot, and if you open multiples of these, that's a really important play that you might miss if that's pretty impactful, because like not like what, okay, you baited me, okay, it's fine, then I can still have my negate. But anyways, that's basically it, man. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a try. Like I said, you don't need to be playing in permanence. But yeah, that's basically the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.